So here is the cookie jar game. It's the articulation, or one of the articulation activities in the centers. So in your bag will be instructions for the activity, one cookie jar, and then a bag of cookies that have the k sound at the beginning of words. So the idea is that you share the cookie jar. So if you're working with one child, obviously they get to have the cookie jar on their own, but if you have a group of say 2 to 3 children, then you would just be sharing the cookie jar with that group of children. So what you can do is just put out the cookies face down in front of the children. There's a lot of cookies here, so if you find that your child gets easily overwhelmed, you might just want to limit the number that you put in front of them at a time, and then they can pick which cookie they want to put in their cookie jar. So they'll flip over their picture, and this will vary depending upon the level that the child is practicing their sound at. If the child is just saying the word by itself and they need you to say it first, then when they flip over their cookie, the adult is going to say the word core, the child is going to copy them, and then the child can put the cookie in the cookie jar. But then maybe the child doesn't need you to say the word first, they can just flip over the cookie and say the word core, perfect, and then they get to put their cookie in the jar. But if the child is doing really well with words, you can have them do a 2-word phrase like my core, or my coal, or my cow. And again, you might need to say it first and have them copy you, but you want to work towards them being able to say it on their own. But if they're doing great with 2 words together, then you're going to make it longer, and you might have them say, I have a core, I have a cow, I have a coal. And again, the adult might need to say it first, have the child copy them, but you want to work toward them saying it on their own. If they're doing great at that phrase level, then maybe they're at the point where you can make up sentences about the pictures. So again, the adult is probably going to have to model at first until the child knows what's going on. So the adult might say, I like to drink coffee. They model for the child copies them, they put their cookie in the jar. But you want to work toward the child being able to make up their own sentences about the target picture, so they could say things like, a cow lives on the farm, or I throw out my apple core. Whatever the sentence is, it doesn't matter. The goal is that we want the child to be able to make up their own sentences with the k sound. So lots of flexibility within this game so that you can work on whatever level the child needs. So the game just continues until all of the cookie spots are filled in the cookie jar.